Hello everyone. Hello Dennis-san.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome back everyone. Welcome. And then I'll just see if there's any questions on this. So now I check everything now quickly.
How's Alex?
Alex is nice, thank you. So thank you everyone for coming back to the class, the Dao Learning class. And thank you Dennis-san for making the special class. And rest of the year is always nice. And then feel free to throw in all your questions and we'll just run with it just like we were doing last year. And hope everyone had a good holiday break. Did Christmas and New Year's. Hopefully
busy.
Gain a few pounds hopefully.
You did.
Yeah, that's all good. Yeah, that's the way with festivities. It's always about like having a good time with loved ones and that's
So mom and dad.
Mom and dad. Oh, nice. How they townspeople?
Yeah, they good, and we see them in April.
Oh, good. Yes, April Easter is good. Yeah.
I don't know if it's when is Easter around the 19th?
I don't know, but I think usually it's the April like sort of bracket. Yeah.
First, yeah.
So hopefully,
No, they're coming for Dad's mum's owner's birthday, 100 years old.
100 centenarian.
Yeah.
Superb. That's
Sunday lunch.
Oh,
Should be good.
Oh, it has to be good.
My brother is even here.
Oh, he's back from Hong Kong? Or
Yeah, well, he's got Hong Kong,
yes,
Zambia.
Oh,
That's where they're teaching now, but at the
yes.
moment he's in East London.
Oh, South Africa. Nice.
And his wife is still in Africa because she's the main teacher.
Yep.
But he should be coming back to Australia in a couple of days.
Okay.
And cross our fingers they don't get held up with all this.
Yeah, the travel plans are all juggled because of the virus and things. Yeah, hopefully everyone is safe and look after everyone. Yeah, not getting caught up in this thing. Yeah, we also have our relatives in China at the moment, I think. So I'm not too sure of the health status, but because they are present in China, I think, and some also just returned. So I think that's why the normal Saturday classes was delayed for 2 more weeks, until the 15th, this Saturday. So otherwise it would have started last Saturday, 2 days ago.
Saturday,
yeah. But obviously with our English class, we have a small class and we're not serving meals right afterwards, lesser risk, and also we're doing things online. So that's why it doesn't stop our show. So we'll just keep going on that.
Who's online?
Someone soon, hopefully, but that's okay. Yeah, I think because it's only the first class of the year, we'll get back into rhythm, I think. Yeah.
Have you done the format? What is this?
Oh no, that paperwork is separate, but yeah, we start off with obviously with New Year, always about New Year resolutions, a topic that I'll bring the board closer. Yeah.
Well, this year I was hoping to go month to month. That's become 1 week vegetarian, next week.
That's right. That's
up and down.
Yep.
Usually 1 week vegetarian and up and down.
Yeah, that's a very good thing because you can transition gradually. So I'll talk about briefly as well, wrap a few things together as well too.
That's my
So luckily now I can use the screen to see if I'm putting out the same thing.
Oh, is that connected?
Yes. So it's showing exactly. Maybe like a 10-second delay, but
that's good.
Yeah.
So new technology.
Oh, thank you for internet. So so that's why we can see the questions quicker and things like that to respond better, interact better. So the first part of the discussion, I want to share with you about this character. This called Vows. So we touched about that a little bit before in our past few classes. So, but we just use that as a recap because it's like the first thing of the year. So everyone wants to make a New Year resolution, and how people always joke about the New Year's resolution often gets broken in the third week or even first weekend. So that's why the lunar calendar is another good chance for us to do another New Year resolution. That's how they work. Yeah. But the important part was when we have a vow, we actually really have power. We get a lot of help, not only from great help from other people or from other, say, Buddhas and celestials, also a lot of the times we didn't even expect the good things to happen, but it will happen because of that vow, because of that selfless vow. In the Chinese character, so it's broken into two parts. Like this word was made up of two characters. So the top part, it means the original, and the bottom part means the mind, the heart. So hopefully you can see a bit clear on the screen as well. So the top is like the original, and the bottom,
self.
the original self is a different word, but along the same lines, So this one, being the original heart, just means your initiating intent or your most bottom of your heart wishes. So the key was you don't contemplate on the good part. For example, if you yes, it's like the Mencius used the great example of if you see a kid drowning, you are going to do all the things you can straight away, not waiting to ask around for the parents' permission or do I have any relationship with the kid or anything. You just do it straight away. Obviously, based on your safety and your swimming ability, of course. Otherwise, there's two people getting drowned. That's no good. So the original heart just means your most direct, innate qualities flowing through. So when we make a vow, we say it's from our selfless, most compassionate, most beautiful part of us. So from our spiritual nature, we create that vow that we want to do something good or we want that good thing to happen.
Strong will, part of it.
Strong will, that's it, strong will. So the strong will...
That's where I don't have strong will. Laziness.
Yeah, I think I also get shots at for laziness because that's something that a strong vow can push us through that blockage of laziness. So that's something we can bounce off as well with the vow. Like the good vows ought to be supported by the goodwill of heaven. So all the Buddhas and saints are all responding to all types of good vows. And the good vows, the condition is no condition, unconditional. Anything that's unconditional, meaning that you're not doing it for your own self, not for your own benefit. It's not doing it for any consideration, and that is a good thing. But keep in mind, it needs wisdom to initiate that good thing. So it's not like I spontaneously do something that I think it's good, but for the others, it's not something that's actually very good. For example, if you see someone hungry, just using that as an example, obviously you will want to give them food. You can't give them like drugs or weed or something. As in,
give them money.
If you at least give them money, then you need to remind them to spend it wisely. But at least the bottom.
Best to buy food and give.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, the bottom thing was exactly. Yeah, you are selflessly giving. You're not thinking who you are giving, or you don't need to consider whether they're worthy of your help. You just help because they needed help, and you are also helping them based on your unconditional good compassion. So that's the vow. So in the temple,
example, did that in Nepal and waiting for a bus.
Yeah,
didn't feel like the burger, so just gave it to this old begging lady. Just asked her nicely.
Yeah, in Nepal, that's a good story there.
Yeah, you just see kids, so you go and buy them food.
Yeah, so if they are in need of anything that you at the moment are capable of, and you know there won't be any like negative karmic connotations, then that spontaneous gesture of helping others is the most beautiful thing, and that's where it comes to the vow. The more you want to dedicate towards the cause, the more power you are, the more empowered you are to reach that. For example, in the temple, we always say we want to make people's lives better. We want to brighten people's days, and we want to help people come to learn about
people. You see they're doing good.
Yeah.
You feel good.
Yeah, we want to help them to do good by knowing why they need to do good, and the way they need to know why is to learn about Tao, because then they can understand about their true Buddha self and how it fits with the Tao. If we understand our position, then we know what is the best thing we need to do. So the biggest vow in the Taoist context is help people learn about Tao, help people receive Tao, help people on the journey of cultivating Tao. So that's our vow. So hopefully in 2020, I've made the vow as well to help bring more people not only to the classes and come to receive Tao, but also wherever possible to try to describe the Tao to people and trying to help people use the Tao in their daily lives as well.
How do you meet people?
Through work mainly, but yeah, but sometimes
you talk about Taoism.
Similar context too, yeah. So if it's something like at work, you sort of there's different opinions, but let's say there's a thing that's not working, but someone will use their version or plan of attack, but I'll try and see if it fits with my understanding of Tao, and then trying to introduce a concept of it. So just for example, sometimes if the thing is stuck, what do? You force the same direction, or you try to look at where it was stuck and try to reverse that pressure point. And that's to get things unstuck. So
look first.
Yeah, well, the good thing about Tao is sometimes we understand everything has a cause, like a cause and effect, the reason. The reason is what made it happen. So we're not looking at the symptoms, we're looking at the cause. We're looking at why something occurred, why it happened, and that's giving us a better chance of unlocking the bottleneck, solving the issue at hand. Sometimes if for example, I'm sure any one of us in the trade would be quite familiar and use the examples relevant to your trade. So I think if it's fluid dynamics and if something is stuck, you can't keep shoving in one way. You have to try to push back
see what's sticking. Do stuff, other stuff.
Yeah, that's it. So that's some of the things in the Tao we're trying to always create vows all the time and make sure we stick to it and follow through and do our best we can. We're not caring so much right away about the results. We're caring more about every instance of us carrying through the vow. That's the journey more important than the destination sort of thing. So a lot of the times, people would have heard, like in terms of like travelers, they would say the journey is more beautiful than the outcome sometimes, or the journey is what makes the destination beautiful.
You learn as you go.
Yeah, so I guess like
you should be learning as you go. Different people, different ideas.
So that's right. People like to take a longer way there to see more sights on the way, but that's a different context. But in the Tao, we just say using the Tao, we can definitely change a lot of things. And if we don't see a lot of things changing, it's probably because our vows aren't as clear or connected to our inner self. So we want to bring our inner self in control, bring the vows into something we can monitor, follow through. So, for example,
work on.
Work on. A good tool we can use is just on a wall chart. If you set a goal of, say, for example, just as an example, you want to exercise every day and you just do a wall chart and you do a tick or a cross on any day you did exercise, and that's where you can see your progress, and with that chart you get more strength in maintaining what you want to do, and that's another tool as well. In the temple we come together on a regular basis because of exactly like the wall chart. It's a visual reminder, visual interaction, and by interacting with each other, we are bouncing off the good energy, the good vibe, and the good vows, and we'll power through the rest of the week, the rest of the month, and
that works actually.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, when you have the little ticks, that's done, that's done, that's done.
Yes, yeah.
But if you see your crosses, but if you're smart or if you care, you look and think, oh, why is there crosses? How come I'm not doing this? Do I really want to do this? That's when you really start to think.
Yep.
Instead of just talking about it, you actually
Yeah.
you start to see ticks, you're thinking, oh yeah, that's good. Oh yeah, I did that.
Yes.
And you start to feel better.
That's it.
So it can go either way.
Yeah, that's it. So you can definitely monitor your progress and see how you have progress and see where you think you could put more effort in or where you think you may not have nailed it correctly and things like that. So I think.
Do you do this yourself?
I don't have a wall chart for myself, but I have a spreadsheet.
It's the same wall chart, spreadsheet.
Yeah, so for a spreadsheet, then I just list all the things I think I need to do. Like not as in like a tick or a cross, but as in fill in the blanks sort of thing for me. But I think in terms of doubt, like cultivation this year, temple, like I mentioned briefly, this year hopefully I'll be able to bring a few more people to our discussion, not only in the class but also in the interaction online or at a Saturday class. That way, that's how we can organically grow the good things.
So Jack is back in Australia now.
Oh yes. He was yesterday here, I think.
That's why I didn't come yesterday. I forgot more.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, he's been back in Taiwan, but.
I should have come and looked. I was going to.
That's all good. The good part already is very important. You're reminding of your scheduling. That's already very wonderful. So thank you. Yeah. So I think Jack came back already quite 3 weeks, almost 2 or 3 weeks ago. But because
beating all this.
I think because a lot of travelers who have been to Asia has been advised to take a break for 2 weeks first in isolation, just to make sure they are completely clear on that. So and also if we can this year try our most effort and help more people understand the importance of a vegetarian or vegan or plant-based diet and help more people.
Plant-based meat coming now.
Plant-based meat. So in that substitute for the real meat, and it helps a lot of people, then that's a good thing. And then people can gradually see the redundancy of meat, and then you can make sure we can use the good vows to help more people and less sentient beings need to suffer, less animals need to suffer. The virus, the Buddhas have mentioned about these whether it's a virus or disasters many years ago, it's all coming to our realization.
Is coming back.
There are many dots that's already been there. All the hints already been there. Now it's just a line. We see the whole thing so vividly. So
fires, floods everywhere.
Yes, so like we were talking about only 3 months ago that
fires are still going.
Yeah, the fires are still happening, and there will be more.
My asthma is feeling it. My body is feeling it.
Are you all? Are there big triggers to you in the?
When it gets smoky, yeah.
Smoky, yeah. Okay, but I think in Brisbane we
flash flooding.
Like Brisbane, we have lesser smoky days, right? Less busy days.
Yeah, very lucky that there have been those days that were smoky.
Yeah.
I just stay inside, or once again I was out working and not thinking.
Yeah.
That's what I carry a mask now.
Yes, mask is important too. Yes, mask not only to prevent the particles, but also prevent like droplets from people's coughs or sneezes. Yeah, that's important. So like the floods and the fire and the diseases, these things are all from a karmic point of view,
That's
natural.
here in Australia.
In Australia, yes, and also more around the world. So, and there were also some earthquakes as well, and some volcanoes. So I'm just
In Miami,
yeah. So lots of the things Buddha have already mentioned. It's all not because of God or Buddha is penalizing people. It's all because of the humans who did something bad at the start, and that caused that energy to ripple through into that outcome of a natural disaster. So the global warming is one way of using a scientific term to describe this chain of events. So, like the climate change is probably an easier way to describe it. So the humans.
Global warming, I think, is just the government's way of taking more money from us.
Using the word climate change interchangeably with global warming, I think a lot of people are putting the two together. If we want to separate it as two separate things, maybe it's doable, but just using one generalized thing, it's that climate change. It's because of humans' actions from a lot of the killing. The deforestation is also a killing act. By wiping out the forest, we're actually wiping out a lot of the koalas or the kangaroos, all the animals who are also in the forest. So from a lot of the beef, cattle, sheep farms, all the ranches, all the animal industrialized farming, we are also using so much water. We're also using so much resources. So the drought, the lack of water, is a complete.
Used a lot.
Yeah. So a lot of people are still not, I guess, seeing the correlation. But I think it's the sooner the better that we can see these correlation and think about how we can.
Personally,
change.
I still don't fully see being a vegan.
Oh, we don't need to force into a vegan straight away.
I don't believe every animal should be slaughtered.
So it's a gradual process, but we try our best to giddy up and make the effort. That's all. So so the animals are not. I think that they're not going to walk into the oven on their own will. That's what I've always been reiterating. So I've never ever seen a chicken that is readily jumping into the KFC burner or the fried oil. So the thing is, all the life forms have their own right to live, and by creating industrialized farming or these factories or farms, these animals are pushed into the production line out of their own will, and so that's why the consumption of those flesh or those meat also carries a lot of the negative energy from their suffering. So that's all happening in a big lump of karmic connection.
Maybe you should wait till they pass peacefully.
There's many I think interim measures. Let's just use the word interim measures. So the thing is whether animals are meant to be eaten or not. The understanding was all animals also have a spirit, just like us. It's just we have a fullest ability to use our spirit, whereas the animals only have a limited measure of accessing their spirit. So that's why they can't talk. But they also can cry, they also can laugh, they also know that we are good to them or when we're not good to them, because their spirit is the same composition in the substance as our spirit.
Animals can read.
Yes, people. That's right. So in that token, animals are also alive, and we say if we dare not take our own life or dare not let others take our life, how can we take another animal's life? So it's just being the same equality and justice and fairness. So when we see a lot of in the society, a lot of the injustice happening as well. So that's why we also see how people are suffering from injustice, just as the animals are suffering from their injustice as well in these conditions. So with a vow, a bigger vow of helping more people to be a more vegetarian or vegan or plant-based and lesser people who will be consuming the meat is a most efficient and most direct way to reduce the climatic catastrophes. So that is the most simplest way. It's nothing needs to nothing needs to lose in this whole thing. So there's no life that won't cherish living longer. So that's the importance. So we're saying the flash flooding as well. Like it's from the Buddha text. Also, the sutras also mention like the floods like sweep away the things very quickly. So that's similar to the greed. When we have lots and lots of greed in our mind, the things come and go so quick. So there's a saying: it's easy come, easy go. So that is
what I've always believed. When the floods come, they are washing.
Yeah, they're washed away and sweep away and back to nothing. So that's the nature's response to remind us about how are we treading along our level of greed. Are we just using enough, or are we just using more than we need?
Push.
Yeah, so like you were saying before, there's the water bottles that is not used and it's all tipped away, and so these...
Yes, because of a broken lid. Fair enough, they can't sell it to you and me.
Yeah.
Off chance there might be a piece of plastic, a little bit of plastic.
That's right.
But that's not going to harm a cow, especially if you still filter it. Just a basic filter.
Yeah.
Into a tanker.
Into a recycling, or even just
and then out to the farms.
That's right.
They drink from the creeks. You can't tell me they don't eat stones.
So for some like people's interest, they will say, "Oh, it's too much hassle, too much effort, too costly to take the water out to the west farms."
Farmers could pay for it.
Well, yeah. So that's why
discounted.
Yeah. So or they don't have the time or capacity in terms of storage to handle. So that's why the quickest way is down the drain. But just many concerns.
It goes back to the ocean anyway.
Yeah, one way or another. So in nature, it's always a full circle, but it's about where we are on that circle.
Yeah.
So that's why
want to use it.
The Tao is it's all part of one, and it's just about where we are positioned in that circle as well. So,
do you want a glass of water?
I'm okay. Would you need one? If you
quickly get one.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah, sorry, because I've been dehydrated.
Me too. Sorry, I forgot the tea. Yeah.
No, tea water is good.
Cheers. Yeah. So we're just hoping more people make a vow, whatever vow it is, that is a selfless, unconditional vow. Any vows that can benefit a life is a good vow in need. So if this year you can make a good vow, whatever it is, you don't have to tell anyone, but you do your best, stick to it. And if you can make a difference, that is going to be very powerful. And the vow is always going to make us stronger. The vows are like hope. Hope is what makes us stronger. And if you become stronger, the only thing to make us weaker is by stop being stronger. So if we can make a big vow, we'll try and make the bigger vow next time around. So it's always about being prudent when we make the vow and make sure we stick to the vows we make. Then that's the very, very good good cycle of power. Like I was briefly mentioning, like with a strong vow, you become stronger. Become stronger means you can do more good deeds. More good deeds means you have more good environment to make you do more again. So you're getting better and better and better. So many people in the Tao Temple also have sort of used the word transform their life, the transformation. Some people used to be a drug addict or
coming to this temple.
This temple or any other temple, lots in Taiwan as well. Many of the cases in Taiwan also, they may be a gangster member, they may be a heavy alcohol abuser. So, but by some of them being known about,
they changed that much.
yes, from a heavy smoker or heavy drinker learning about Tao, becoming to a temple, then they definitely saw that change. They start to see that alcohol as nothing beneficial. They don't even see the fun of drinking. So, and then the cigarettes. So slowly, the cigarette actually doesn't taste appealing at all. So it's why the environment is so important. Like if we are in a good environment, we can blend in with the good things. So for example, a good example I think is like those like a luxurious hotel, for example.
Yeah.
A luxurious hotel, everyone that stepped inside the hotel straight away, they smell the freshness, or they see the cleanliness, or they see the bright and orderly the setting.
You and me are happy with just a hotel.
Oh, of course, we're not saying about we need to be luxury, but just in comparison, the luxury hotel in comparison to like say the dump yard. So just as an example, I'm sure we've both been to the Brisbane City Council tipping refuse centre. So the dump yard, you can smell it straight away at the token gate.
Taste it.
Yeah, you don't even need to drive that 100 meters to where they do the actual tip. You can already at that paying station smell the whole business. So that's the thing. If we stay there long enough, actually our sensual functions will become numb, so that we don't think it's an issue. But if you go into a like a clean, like a pleasant place, straight away that difference kicks in, and you'll see
the energy.
Yes, you'll feel the energy. So
taste.
Yeah. So a lot of the times people can't give up the meats, they can't give up the alcohol, they can't give up that tobacco. It's purely because they are still in that environment. They don't see a difference, they don't feel a difference, they don't need a difference to them. But that level or that environment, it's not permanent, because the reality is something better, something bigger, something more beautiful. So as soon as they need to see the reality, move into reality, jump into reality, then they will see, oh man, I am not fitting in yet, and I need to do a lot to fit in that good thing. So that's the analogy I can think of. Yeah. So like not to criticize or not to criticize and not judgmental on things on people or on
points.
Just using the example of a environment can be very critical in our way of being, in our way of approach to life. So that's why in the temple we're trying to create a good environment. We're trying to create a positive, a supportive environment, and the most important is to create the environment that can point us to the origin, the home from above. That is the most important thing. If we come to the temple just as a social gathering place, that's no point. If we come here just for the food, that's not much of a point. But if we can come here and transform, to make great vows, do great deeds, to change our life, change the peoples around us into the better, that's what the temple is for. So
any Taoism temples in Miami?
I think in America you have a lot. Yeah, we will gradually build like a directory of sorts. So if you travel Miami,
going to Miami in October.
That's right. So if you can, I think there must be one in Miami related to Zhongshu Temple, or at least in the city.
Florida, Miami is part of Florida.
Yeah, so I think Orlando is also another big city, but I think it's quite distant from Miami. It's more like...
I've been told I can drive there, actually.
Oh, yes, of course. Yes, you can...
It could be a couple hours drive.
Yeah, I think Orlando and Miami is just like Townsville and Brisbane sort of relationship, I think. So
I get the feeling it's a bit closer.
oh, is it? Oh, that's good. If it's closer,
Well,
even
according
better.
to the travel agents, because she said I might want to go and look at Orlando.
Yeah. That's a good another good thing. How long will you be in Florida in June?
Oh, this 3 days.
Oh, yep. So yeah, so
So flying on the 7th, but you're coming in the night. You got the 8th and 9th to do whatever.
Okay.
Then the 10th, I get on the boat.
Yep.
And then you're back. But when I come back, I'm pretty much straight to the airport, going to LA.
Oh, nice. Okay, well, we've got temple in LA, that's for sure. So
Maybe I can do this. Well, I'm going to end up in Anaheim and maybe Arizona.
okay, well, I don't know America at all, but I'm sure LA we have temple, and we'll try and look up the directories and see if you can pop by and say hi.
I'm there in LA for a couple of weeks.
Oh, nice.
So I'll be doing a few things here and there. And I have said do some stuff on myself. Yeah. I'm unsure how much car hire is. I'm hoping.
Yeah, I only saw like those bloggers and travel celebrity. They will like say buy a car when they got to LA and then drive to like New York and sell it in the
I know buying cars. Yeah, it is actually cheap. You could get a good car easily for $800.
Oh, is it actually
$800 US?
Oh, that's
a car that actually goes.
Okay.
And then you just
okay. Wow. Okay, that's good then. I thought it was
but I don't actually get that cash. Whether they would take a credit card to do that, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, cash is better. Yeah, rather than spending credit. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. Just on that note, yeah. If we can, wherever we go, keep that Tao mindset, then that way you're less likely to be affected by like a virus or disease or not so pleasant people or not so fortunate circumstances, or because you are the entity of Tao, you are spreading the Tao, you're on a mission, you're on a good mission. So
the family I'm going to see more Catholics in Jesus.
That's good. Jesus and Catholic also carries on the
to me, they're all the same.
Yes, from the same root. So why did Jesus get crucified in the middle? Those who have received the Tao know truly well. And why on the two sides of Jesus, the people crucified were the thieves. So, and that's another proof to the Tao. So that's why all these are already foretold thousands of years ago. So hopefully we can let more and more people understand. And that's why the Trinity is very important. Talking about the Trinity is exactly talking about the Tao. So the Father, the God, and now the Spirit, and the Son. So this is exactly about the Tao and the whole concept of our spiritual existence. Our spirit is from God, so it's together. Our spirit is the same composition with every other people's spirit. So we are
a lot of people don't believe that.
So that's why a lot of people use the wording or the literal vocabulary to limit their comprehension. And if we can break away the barrier of language, that's where we can communicate on the same page. So a lot of people use numbers to block themselves, like science. They think it is the truth, but the science was only the language, a language of the truth. So you can always discover something new in science. So science is only catching up to Tao. So if we can use more and more scientific way of mentality to complement the illustration of Tao, that's when we can start to make people see the connectivity. So yeah, using our vow, we can, that's also another vow I've made in the past, is trying to use my language skills as best as I could to convey the Tao.
Mandarin?
From in Cantonese, Mandarin, or English, I will keep exploring my language capabilities as well, just to...
You've never learnt other languages?
I did the high school, did 1 year Latin in high school, I think a
Like
few
Spanish,
years.
Latin
Not so much as in Spanish, but I want to learn Spanish and French because they are also the European primary languages in Europe. So yeah, that's Europe and South America. So Spanish is also very important. So
You've tried or
just a on and off thing, not really in a class or anything, but yeah, I'm sure there will be something that I can stick to, like a learning program, but that will happen eventually. But if we can use different languages or different contexts to talk about Tao, that's the good thing. Just like I remember Alex will always share with us about the analogies and different analogies of Tao, and that's yeah, yeah, excuse me. Alex, we have so much fun that talking about Tao in different contexts, and it's all consistently, accurately pointing back to the truth. So
one point.
That's it. Back to our heavenly portal. So that's the beauty of our Tao discussion. That is exactly what we were trying to create. The environment that we can use any walks of life to all come together to discuss and explore about Tao. And if we know something from the class, then we can take it to other places. Yes, share it at your workplace, share it at your family, share it at your dinner table, share it wherever you think it's appropriate to help the people with you. And that's exactly the purpose of a temple. The purpose of us is to serve. So that's a very good.
That's what all those books are saying.
Yeah.
Like that lawyer, I'm reading that slowly, reading that book.
All good.
He's believing now we're all here to be selfless, is it? Is that right?
Yeah, selfless.
Selfless.
Yeah. Selfless.
We're here to serve the public.
Yes.
The public is happy.
Yes.
Makes us happy.
Yes, that's right.
We're all together.
Yeah.
And everyone is doing that.
Yes.
We're serving each other.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. The whole reason, this is the age of democracy, is because of the selfless nature. So a lot of the issues now in the society is because
the leaders are just take.
The leaders, yes. So
leaders.
Yeah, they are the ones who doesn't want to act in a selfless way. They are thinking their personal interest or their party's interest more than anyone else's. So in the same way that the virus situation is happening, all is from selfish purposes as well. So the more that the scientific research will point at, the more evidence will show that it's created from a lot of the selfish means. In China,
I think this virus has been around for a long time. It's just taken off.
Well, they will discover more and more. I'm also trying to gather the resources, but some scientific researchers from
Are you on Facebook?
This is broadcast on Facebook, so the feed. I don't read the feed, but I read the news. But also
a friend has actually sent us a picture of the back of a Dettol bottle. I don't think it's photographed. I haven't physically gotten a bottle myself lately. But it actually says coronavirus, and this was from in 2019.
Oh no! Coronavirus is a type of virus. Yeah. So that's the general category of virus. Yeah. So the coronavirus has always been it, but this particular one, this moment in time,
transform. They all transform.
Well, yeah, they say some evidence points to that being a laboratory type of virus more than the natural evolution of virus in its current state. So
nowadays that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, so just as more evidence will come to surface, then it will definitely point back into the reasons of a selfish gain or a selfish motive.
So it's bigger countries trying to pinpoint this country.
So in the most simplest media portrayal, it's coming from the bats or the exotic wild animals that are slaughtered for food, or those virus not belong to human at the first instance, but because of the human consumption of those animals, that is one avenue that it has emerged. But also a laboratory level also plays a role. So in all, the Buddhists have mentioned that the disasters, long ago, it's all a man-made disaster. All the activities of mankind, are doing these things. Often it's one area doing something, but another area also doing something else. So for example, yes, in mainland China, the markets are selling all these exotic animals, but on another pan the camera to another focus, like in Australia, we're also like killing a lot of wild animals in our regard. So it's not to justify the reasons or what's right or wrong, but just saying the killing is a fact. The killing has been done, and that killing carries that negative energy as the karmic burden, and that is a fact. So the only way to stop the human suffering is when we make a vow to give up our desires to harm others, to give up give up our ego of overpowering others, or give up our cravings for others' flesh. So that is the only way we can overcome any type of virus, any type of disease, or any type of these health-related issues. And then we can look at the bigger picture, like the water issue or the land clearing issue. All these are all in a scientifically proven, mathematically proven, scientifically proven models already. All the data, all the facts and evidence all point to that the world is not sustainable on a meat-eating diet. And it is
it's not actually.
Yeah, and it's
not. Plants grow easy.
Yeah.
There's
so
only a few animals that breed like rabbits.
Well, even
the animals we are eating. Some of them take months to breed.
Yeah, so even in the original sense that a lot of the animals that are introduced to Australia aren't a pest to begin with. So it is all taken out of control because it's a man decision, a man-made error. That's exactly why the Buddhists are very cautious of the beginning, but humans are only wary of the outcome. And so we have to make a vow to have more wisdom, to make more enlightened vision, to see things in more entirety. And if we can see everyone as us, that we are the same, all the animals being the same as us, that we're all part of the Tao, that is the moment we can turn things back to better. So a lot of the people obviously have their position in the engine. They all have their place in the engine, and the engine is running, and they cannot stop. If they are a cattle farmer, it's hard for them to straight away give up their livelihoods and do something else. It is hard, I know, but if we can see the bigger picture, then there's more methods to overcome these difficulties. So more people can, instead of breeding sheep, they can then grow crops. More people to harvest wheat rather than clearing the land to raise cattle. So so like we don't need to push the consumerism of Angus beef if we knew that it is not sustainable to begin with. So we don't need to be so addicted to the meat consumption. And same thing as like the fish, marine, all the life. The trawlers sweep away all the life forms and
trawling the seas. They're getting too much.
So they.
Me personally, don't mind fish farms. You
Well,
monitor that, you can let that build up and they build quickly.
Yeah, so the loss of life, yeah, like even in the marine and land, all these loss of life, involuntary loss of life, is exactly what caused our disasters, all our droughts, all our fire, all these, natural events, but they are all triggered from human action. So obviously, it is going to take a lot of time for people to see the correlation. Buddha's already mentioned it long ago. So even Shakyamuni Buddha has to have 3 days of a headache by striking the fish head 3 times as a kid. So just to go and show real justice means nothing can be running away from
Makes
the
you wonder,
truth.
how come Jesus ate fish and wine?
Oh, so that's another context. So what that is trying to show, obviously, I'm not here now to comment on what Jesus' diet was, but predominantly, Jesus is very, very compassionate. Jesus is most compassionate. He doesn't force people to do what's good and what's bad. So at that time, from my understanding, Jesus himself didn't do the killing. He didn't drink the wine in front of everyone, or he didn't eat the fish in front of everyone. He just have the wine and the fish is for everyone. So the thing is, the very intricate thing here is Jesus, from his diet, we still strongly believe he was the vegetarian. Otherwise, he could not make the compassionate words, the wise words he made. So all the public appearances, all these things, obviously they are records or written by others. So what really went into Jesus' diet, I'm not sure. I might not never know, but just to be on that issue there, we say that. Well, I think it's easier to say that there are no direct evidence of Jesus consuming the fish or drinking the wine, but he doesn't force others to stop eating the fish or stop drinking the wine because there was a public thing at that time. Just like in the temple now, well, obviously we don't serve meat, but we are not forcing any Tao cultivator to be a vegetarian before they come to learn about Tao. So, but obviously that's our goal. Our vows is that hopefully more and more people can give up the meat suffering, the suffering from meat production. So that's why a lot of the other Tao temples in Taiwan actually encourage people, when they come to the temple, they like to learn about the Tao, and if they want to receive the Tao, then they will try to encourage them to be a 3-day or 1 week or even 1 month vegetarian prior to the day of receiving Tao. And those people, having done that 3-day, 5-day or 1 week, 1 month vegetarian diet and then receive Tao, often have more better transformation in their life, a better outcome. Very quickly as well. So because they're already on a good starting point. So it's all because of the energy level.
The same.
All of us, we have
within 3 months at one stage.
That's importantly, continue on. Still very good.
Start and stop.
Yeah, that's okay if your conditions does not allow. But obviously, if we are understanding what's the important and we are in control, then we can power on through. So that's why the vow. That's why we want to use a vow to remind us, because the stronger our vows, the bigger chances of us at success. So hoping that in life, whatever it is that you have the vows on, you will achieve them, you will be successful in that. And if we can help everyone on this journey of success, that's what we can be grateful for, and we are ready to help. And so this is something, we can definitely have a goodwill to start the year, the difficult, challenging year. So as Buddha's already shared, all these years will get tougher and tougher. just as the world is getting hotter and hotter every year. So, but that does not stop our will to be better at being back to the original Tao. So if we see a tough challenge, we rise to the challenge. We get on top of the challenge so that we can see the good outcome will still be possible and we will achieve that good outcome. Yeah, so hopefully in life this year, maybe in career-wise, you also get good new heights in your career.
So,
and then, in family, and then, so all the area, health and everything, and then we're grateful we have the Tai Chi from Sifu to help us in health, and also all these helping working bee sessions also are transforming a lot of other people as well. By seeing you present, other people are inspired as well. So that's why, it's always about other people rather than ourselves. So the more we worry about others, the less time we have to worry about ourselves. And more importantly, the more we solve other people's worries, the more of our own worries will be solved by others. So that is
karma comes back around.
Yeah, we obviously not saying, okay, here's my mess. I will do other people's mess, so I'll dump my mess onto you, or I'll just not look at it and the mess will be gone. No, that doesn't, not necessarily like that. But just saying, if we are diligently attending to our mess, as well as diligently trying our best as we can to help out other people's mess, to use the Tao to help them as well, then most likely we will see our mess isn't that much of a mess at all. So because the more we're doing things to help others learn about Tao, or propagating the Tao, the more we can see our mess, or the pile of our mess, will be easier to deal with. So we will have more wisdom and capability to come back to deal with our mess. Yes. Or at the same time, we're doing other people's, helping others. We're also finding ways to do our thing as well together. So the Buddhas are very compassionate. The Buddhas are very merciful. The Buddhas are very benevolent. They always try to awaken other people's compassion, other people's benevolence, other people's mercy. And when we do everything out of mercy, compassion, and benevolence, then a lot of these troubles or quarrels or the issues eventually will be resolved. So, so in a way that we weren't expecting it to complete in such a good way as well. So, but most of the time, we still have to handle our own responsibility. So we still need to be responsible for our in our job. We need to be responsible in our home, family. We need to be responsible. So anything that we have a responsibility on, or even a legal liability on, we need to deal with that. So that's why it's very good to have this interaction, and not only sharing, but also it's a reminder to myself. So all these are very necessary. All these are also part of our learning.
It helps every time a little bit sinks in.
That's it. Alex was sharing yesterday as well, when I saw him, that he's sometimes in the Saturday classes, obviously the translation is not very good, so it might not be able to take in much, but certain moments long after, when there's something that happens in his head, he would have the voice of Master Chen, or he would have that understanding of what was at that class talking about, and that helped him overcome that moment. So,
has he been talking?
No, saying like in the classes, on the Saturday classes is Master Chen. So even Master Chen is talking about Chinese, but in the translation, so a long time has passed, but when that moment comes, Alex can still relate to the words Master Chen used in the class. So you can see through the classes. So that's why the importance of the classes is to see where we can improve on. And if we can come to the class as much as we can, then we can see where we can get better on. So that's the only...
more you come, more you learn,
so a lot of the things seems like a very basic common sense, but the important part was that a lot of the critical decisions was done not from our Buddha self. A lot of the critical decisions in life often was done through our mind, the worldly mindset, like with greed, hatred, ignorance, filtered our Buddha self. So that's why we said words we should not have said, or did certain things we shouldn't do. So that's why when we wellly truly know, our Buddha self wellly truly know what we did that we shouldn't have done or should not have said, or so. But
so that type of stuff, it's in the past, gone.
Yeah, so we put it aside, but with that good intention of cultivating, we become better and better. Then one moment, one time, we will be capable of amending our karmic issues in the past. So that's why a lot of people gradually gets better healthy, a better health or better relationship and the family. So this is all possible because when they have this open, compassionate mindset, this Tao connection, they can see the bigger picture, they can use the love, the selfless love from within to reach out to others. So they don't see the other person as that troublemaker, they don't see that person as that enemy. They see their Buddha self, they see their innate kindness, the same innate kindness that they also have. So that's why coming to
pity.
Yeah. So
I had to ask family members, but
that's okay. That's okay. Take a bit of time as well.
they're not into
many reasons, but that's okay. Yeah. Thank you, though. It's good to keep that on the agenda. So, but even as we always say, because we are not perfect, that's why we come to the temple classes. But the more we can come gradually, we can giddy up and become better. But obviously, because we are not good enough, we will still be, let me use the word imperfect. So that's why we're still here. So a lot of people will see that, oh, he's not the good person. Why is he still in the temple? Or Kenny is such a bad person. If Kenny's coming to the temple, I'm not coming. A lot of things like that do happen. So we need to make sure.
I have heard that has happened here too.
Oh, yes, yeah. Anywhere is like that. But we're just trying to just focus on the Tao, focus on our vows, do our best, and not let our dark side overrun our good work. So a lot of our bad habits or laziness or hatred, ignorance, greed, all these things, try not to let them hamper the good work we're doing or to tarnish the good work we have done. So if we can...
One bad outburst wipes them.
Yeah, that's right. So there are lots of jokes around that. Yeah, if you did something wrong once, you're forever labeled that way. So that's the reality of the good track record are easily forgotten. So
it is.
Yeah, so
human way. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, the human way. But we're just fortunate to know that if we keep doing the good things will stack up. And just make sure when we're doing the whole good work, the good work is there. Don't let the slightest bad put all those good things to waste. So that's why the ancient saints, they say, doing good, it's just needing to be diligent, just like being very focused, just like walking on thin ice or walking in a tiny passageway, a narrow passageway. So you just got to be alert, stay alert. And the only way to be alert is use your Buddha nature, use your Buddha conscience. That is the way we can be alert. So that's why we say try to refrain from any materials or pollutants that hampers our Buddha self. So that's why the meats, the drugs or alcohol, all these stimulants are unbeneficial to the power of our spirit. So that's a simple correlation. So, but it takes time. It takes a gradual change and effort. Some people jog a bit faster. Some people prefer to power walk. Some people just happy they can participate. So that's fine. So we are just hand in hand, helping each other. And if you don't feel like walking, we can piggyback you. That's the beauty of running together. So if there's things you think we can improve as well, always raise your concern, raise your voice, and that's how we can be better. So hopefully 2020. There will be good things in your work, good things in the family happening. That's something to create a good environment, and with that good environment, you'll get more power to change to better, and that will be how we can swim against the tides. So in nature, a lot of the things are a reference for us humans. So a lot of the analogy, like from salmon's fish, the fish. Why did the salmons make
they go upstream?
So the salmon mother will I forgot the sequence at the start, but the salmon mother would give birth to the babies downstream, is it? Or so they're conceived in the upstream, but the babies are hatched in the downstream, and then
they go up to do the same thing.
So the salmons need to navigate upstream all the way to pass through the rocks and the people and the bears, the grizzlies, and then trying to go back to upstream so they can hatch the next generation. So the next generation somehow
don't go like that, but I think they do. They go upstream.
Yes.
Because I know.
That's it. So a lot of times people will ask, we're from home in heaven, we're from God. So why are we sent to the human world, and now we're trying to navigate our way back?
Up.
So I mean, the salmons are doing it. Maybe we can ask the salmons why, but that's the same pattern we see in nature. We all started good, yes, but once this world is created, nature also allows us to do our work here in gardening and look after this place, but just in the process, we just forgot our way back. That's all we need.
Worms and that's...
So like
to the ground.
So we
everything does its own little job.
So we come here to do our work. Like if we finish our work, we could have gone home, pack up and gone home. It's just forgotten. We just forgotten where home was. A lot of people didn't know where home was, so they said, I'll just go down the pub, or I'll just go down somewhere else. So they're further and further and further away from home to a point that this is reincarnation, and that's where the lots of issues in the current time. So we are fortunate that the truth has always been there.
Time will get bad. Go for a big bad period.
So Heavenly Mother always waiting for us. So all these good Buddha's messengers, all these are laying the foundations for us, the stepping stone for us. It's just up to us whether we're willing to go home or not. That's the only trouble. We don't want to go home, or we don't feel like it's time to go home yet. So there's
too many people to help.
But
some of us has to stay and help people push them forward.
Well, the thing is, if you know that's the last train to board, everyone's already on board, and there's still one or two on the platform. You just have to rush up there to grab them and chuck them on the train, and then when the door closes, we all depart. That is as desperate as things are right now. So if we can let people know this is the last train, that's the important part of our temple.
Is that you banging?
Yes. Sorry. Got a bit excited. Because a lot of the world. Yes, we have got lots of convenience. Yes, we've got lots of quality work that's done here, like in the arts or in the creativity. But all we say is material things are impermanent. All the material creation, and you can make the fastest car in the world, but if there was no energy source, no petrol, no fuel, no electricity, it doesn't do anything. If there's all the artwork you can collect, all these artwork will one day like rot or disappear, so there's no value in the end. Or all we can say is the spirit is the real deal. The spiritual awakening is the real business. So let's put our effort into the real thing rather than dwelling on the temporary thing. We need the temporary thing, of course. We still need to feed ourselves and bathe and get dressed and make sure we're presentable. But in doing so, if we have done what's sufficient, then let's spare more time for the good things of the truth. So a lot of people, they just keep working, but if they need to work just to stay afloat, that's important. We can't just tell them to stop working and come to temple. That's not right. But if they already have a very comfortable way and a good means, then they're doing well. Yeah, that's right. So if they can,
well,
if they
might,
not yet. I'm still have my head bobbing up and down in the water. So hopefully, very soon, if I can stay afloat over the top of the water to breathe a bit more longer, then we can do more things. Yes, that's right. So in my breathing space, I'm trying my best to convey the Tao to as many people as I can. So that's why if we can help ourselves. All good. If we can help ourselves in our daily livelihoods to be prudent, to be kind to ourselves, to be kind to others, to have the best will, the good intention to explain everything that happened to us during the day in a good way, we're on a good starting ground to be better. So a lot of people will treat us badly during the day, but if we can still use our good understanding to deal with it, we don't have to dwell in other people's problems. So that's what I found at work. So a lot of times, yes, people have lots of reasons to feel bad.
Don't you work by yourself?
Well, I still have to interact with other people as well. So that's also work. So they may have other reasons to have a bad day, but when they are not feeling their best and they have the negative things that affects everyone else during the day. So, but if we can always use a good vow to always help them, not seeing that issue as the big thing, seeing the Buddha self as the big thing instead, then we can help and overcome that hurdle. That's it. Yeah, because a lot of the times, like I think we mentioned quite a lot in the past classes. Like if you use a map, you zoom out, you see a country, and you zoom out, you see a continent, you zoom out, you see Earth, and you zoom out, you only see that tiny block in the whole grand scheme of things, and then you realize, oh my god, on like certain days, certain times, certain things, certain people like took $10 off me on that place. So that's like the insignificant thing, or even zooming out from that galaxy, Milky Way sort of vision, and you see that tiny dot of Earth, and you realize,
wow, you looked at one level. That's why.
That's right. And all these
people don't think there's other things out
there. So just by looking at the bigger picture, then you see what those like issues we're fighting about, like warfares or all these like hundreds of millions of people who lost their life very tragically, all because of their leaders doing the wrong thing. That was such a unnecessary thing when you look at the grand scheme of things.
Oil.
Yeah, so if we can let people more see things in a higher level or seeing in the grand scheme of things, that is our mission, that is our ability to use words, intelligence, and use our resources to reach out. Yeah.
Anyone ask any questions?
Not yet, but if there's any questions down the track, feel free to shuffle along and we'll
Who's viewing?
At the moment, I'm not too sure. I can only see our two of us, but maybe
James had come on.
Hopefully, we'll have James soon as well. So hopefully more people will join. But it's good. I think because first class always a bit not in the sync of things. Yes. Yeah, but I hope everyone had a very good holiday as well. Make sure you keep enjoying the good happy mood from the break and the holiday spirit and
it's holidays over.
Yeah, well, the long weekend passed, and then the next one is Easter, so that may be coming very soon. But we hope the virus issue will be gone very quickly as well, hopefully. And most importantly, a lot of the time, allow me to use one more minute. A lot of people are praying to hope the issue will like die down and settle down. But the most important thing was the virus or the situation epidemic did not occur so that we can keep praying for it to be gone. The most important was, what are we going to do afterwards? What will we change afterwards? what will we do differently after the epidemic is finished? So that is the key. Same with our bushfires. What are we going to do to manage it in the environment differently? And like the floods and the drought, what are we going to do? Are we going to use less water? Are we going to stop the unnecessary wastages? Or are we going to just keep thinking, oh, the problem is solved, let's continue what we're doing before? So that's what nature wants to show us, is a reflect. And if people can look at that...
Plenty of ideas there, but...
Yeah. So if more and more people can give up eating, like...
We're just one little person in the scheme of things.
Yes, but one is enough to crack the whole thing. Like a bolt is enough to stop an engine. So one loose nut, one loose bolt, it's all it takes to trash the gearbox. And so that's why if we can have one less person harming those wild animals, then that's already the good change. So hopefully there won't be any more people who consuming the wild animals, and then there will be lesser people in general to
people going hunting.
So if there's lesser of the buyers, then there will be a lesser suppliers. So that's the capitalist beauty, because the buying and the supplying always reach the equilibrium. So if we can, that way we can help make our time last a bit longer. Otherwise, the catastrophic...
I wonder if they have dropped in sales.
I'm sure there has already been a drop in the sales of certain animal products. Even, for example, just as the epidemic is occurring now, there's also avian flu fears as well. So there are some markets actually wiping out the chickens. So very, very sad. But also that consumption must have dropped as well. But just saying, the epidemic in a certain area now, it's just the like a prelude. It's a prelude. So it correlates to many other possibilities that could maybe affect us or Australia or New Zealand or the bigger economies more. So our bushfires is one part of our problem. If that bushfire and the floods and the natural way multiplies in other avenues, maybe we're also in a very terrible state. But
it's already affecting us.
That's
all the tourism is dying.
So tourists down, the education sector is also hampered. But in the end, it is to remind us, why do we have these fires? Why do we have the floods? Why? And all comes back to the level of killing we do in Australia. So
I believe it's all Mother Nature's cleaning the land.
So it's
starting fresh.
We need to start fresh from our thoughts first. From our Buddha self, create the freshness, then Australia will be fresh again. So on that note, thank you so much No, it's good. That's the end. Thank you for spending the good evening together. Thank you so much. It's really nice. And thank you everyone for watching as well. So hopefully, we'll keep on the this way and keep producing more good vows. So I'll see you guys very soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.